rocking the ever-exciting world of football. And of course, joining me are my passionate sports analysts, James and Maiwa, who are here to bring you all the insight and enthusiasm you can handle. And together, we'll deconstruct tactical plays and get to understand why Manchester City threw away a 3-goal lead. It was a 15 minutes of madness, and of course, Guardiola went haywire. And I must say, this is the first time I'm seeing Guardiola reacting to defeat. Definitely with 6 straight unable to win matches, definitely a cause for worry. But it doesn't have to go that way. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never get to miss an episode of The Locker Room. James, it's great to have you. How was your night? Talking about the Champions League last night. Blockbuster.
A very good evening to you, Jerry, and also to our audience out there. Good evening. A beautiful day to talk football. Yesterday was shocking. We expected Man City not to do well, but when they got the first goal and the second goal, went up to 3. We're like, okay, I think they are back. And in the space of 15 minutes, I think they had a lead on to the 74th minute, and they considered 3 goals. So I think it's high time questions needs to be asked about what Pep Guardiola and the boys are doing. Yesterday, he went with a different lineup, a different formation. I think it was more of a 3-4-5-2 formation or so. 3-5-1. I can't remember. I don't know how the formation went. But looking at it, it was not the usual way. But we are still seeing the mistakes from the back. So it's a funny one, considering the fact that it's Pep Guardiola, and now I think he's out of ideas. He has never been in such situation in a long time. And in his life, I think in his career, has never been in such situation. So let's see. And the fact that their games are coming in thick and they are heavy. Looking at playing Feyenoord yesterday, and over the weekend we'll be going to facing a team like Liverpool, who are doing very, very well. I don't know what Man City and Pep Guardiola are going to do at this point, but it's a good day to talk football, and we'll see what happens.
All right, and of course, Mayowa, a lot of explanation you have to give at home since yesterday and today, giving us reasons. Definitely, you come and give the reason you gave your madam at home last night why Manchester City lost. Mayowa, it's great to have you join us on Locker Room.
It's always amazing to be here. It's been a very quiet day. Man City squandering 3-goal lead. It has never happened to Guardiola before. I mean, he's going through a very rough patch, and it's not what's happening to Guardiola right now. It's not really funny, to be honest with you. It's been a very somber mood. My wife is pretty annoyed about it. But in any case, sometimes this happens. And that's the reason why Champions League is one of the best, football, across the world.
2026 World Cup, and in his 3 years in charge, won with 2 matches. 2026 World Cup, and in his 3 years in charge, won with 2 matches to spare. Imagine from a group that included Uganda, South Sudan, and Congo. And looking ahead, the team is aiming for the World Cup qualifiers, resuming the match. Currently, South Africa sits second in their group, trailing the surprising leaders, Rwanda on goal difference, with Benin Republic also level on points
in their league, and also players that will turn up when it comes to national team. But looking at us, we don't even have our house in order, and we want to challenge for the World Cup. Considering the fact that, bearing in mind that we are in a very deep position in the log, down the log already, we have to win all matches and expect teams like Rwanda and South Africa to drop points before we can get the qualifications. Yeah, I'm sure the coach has Ugo Bruce has all the right to boast about at this point. He's currently sitting in his pretty position on the log, and he's doing well. In South African national team are doing very, very well. So I think he has all the needs to brag at this point. But if they don't make the qualification, that's when the big question will come. But who is going to challenge them? The Nigerian national team are not serious. Looking at it, to be honest, they are not looking like they are serious. Today we are sticking with a Gavon. Tomorrow we are on the news looking for a foreign coach. Next tomorrow we are coming out to say we don't have money to pay the foreign coach. So I think it's high time we decide on what we are going to be doing in the next World Cup qualifier match that comes in March. Let's not forget that we have played about 4-5 games in the World Cup qualifiers, and we have had 3 different coaches manage those teams. Now, whoever we're going to manage in March is going to be the 4th coach. So I think it's high time we decide on what we want. The NFF are going for a foreign coach, and if we are going for a foreign coach, Get him and get him paid and let him start working. If it's going to be a Guavon, let's settle on a Guavon and let a Guavon start planning on around what he has, what's going to be working with in March. I think is that when we put our house in order, then we can know if South Africa and Rwanda are going to be threats or if we're going to be able to get a fighting chance in this league. But for me, it's looking like we're not serious at this point.
Yeah, each time I look at the table for Group C as far as the World Cup qualifiers for 2026 is concerned, I think I shiver and quiver at the same time, just because it doesn't look good for the Super Eagles at all, at all. If South Africa is even talking about qualifying, I think I want to listen to them, because they stand a chance. After 4 matches, they are on 7 points alongside Rwanda and Benin Republic. Then who would have thought that after 4 matches, the Super Eagles will be occupying the 5th spot and just 3 points to show. And they played 3 draws, which is really, really a difficult one, if you want to ask me. And I know a lot of Nigerians will look at this table, and whatever iota of hope they have will be running dim every day as it comes. And of course, for Hugo Bruce, if he doesn't qualify for the World Cup in 2026, I don't know what else he's going to be fighting for. Maybe just go for the last Nations Cup if they qualify, and look forward to maybe taking a bow and give another coach a chance. So it's a challenge on him, but so far so good. You will say he's doing excellently well with the South African side.
Yeah, he's doing very, very well. Let's not forget how good they performed in the last AFCON. They headed the cost for many teams. And the amount of clean sheets they were able to keep in that particular one. So I think he's taking the team further and doing a good one. And they're sitting comfortably well in the log, the World Cup qualification log, and it's looking pretty for them. But the question is, are we ready? Is the Super Eagles ready? Is the NFF ready? That's where the question is. Are we going to be competing in the top stages? The truth is, if we know, if whoever we're getting as a coach, if he's not going to be guaranteeing us a spot in the World Cup next year, next World Cup, there's no need for us wasting our time and money. Because you not go and get a coach and you pay him about $40,000, $50,000, and he will come and will not still qualify for the World Cup. That's number one. And he will still do what? The same thing, something similar that Iguavon could achieve for us in the AFCON. So I think it's right time. The main goal is getting to the World Cup and participating in the World Cup. If any coach we are going to be expecting to come or we are appointing at this point, it's not guaranteeing us that. There's no need for us to wait that amount of money. Because what's the essence? Iguavon can practically do the same thing that is going to do at the AFCON. The main question is getting us to the World Cup and taking us further in the World Cup. But it's another day, another drama for the NFF. They have been quiet. We have not been hearing anything about them for the past 2 days. The last thing we heard, the last thing we got from them was getting a coach who is willing to take about $40,000 to take the job. And the question has always been, the previous coach we had, the previous foreign coach we had, Pesero, was taking about 70 before the AFCON. During the AFCON, he was willing to take a pay cut and he took about 50. So how come they are getting a fresh coach at this time and they are willing to take 40? That means whoever is coming might not be as even good as Pesero. We might have to go and Google and go through Wikipedia to find out his details and what he has done as a coach in his career. So at this point, this Nigerian drama is one thing that we keep on building and boiling over the years, and we are not moving further. Let NFF decide on what they want to do. Is it a foreign coach? And if you are going for a foreign coach, don't go for a grade Z foreign coach that is not assuring us of achieving anything in the World Cup qualification. So it's high time we just keep our fingers crossed and see what the NFF decides on the long run.
All right, my wife, you're back with us, taking a look at the situation. Hugo Bruce has said he's going to call it a day and take a bow if South Africa does not qualify in a group where they are on the same point to Rwanda, who lead the table based on goal difference. And let's not forget, the Super Eagles is also in that group.
Well, the thing is this. I think the only reason why he's still on the job. Remember, Hugo Bruce is close to 70, and I watched one of his interviews. Then he said he has been thinking about spending time with the grandchildren and the rest of that. I think probably maybe that's what he's thinking about. However, they have a very high probability of qualifying. Nigeria at the moment, the head-to-head does not favor us. We are battling with other 3 countries, and they are ahead of us with about 4 points. and that puts them in a poor position to be able to qualify. They are tying with other teams, and I think they have enough quality more than the Rwandans or any other team that is in that particular group, and that gives them the opportunity, to be able to qualify for the World Cup. They've not been consistent in the World Cup, and this will be an opportunity for them. And they have the players, and they have, the momentum is in their favor right now. And there is a Genetra who is under pressure, because even the Benenua FA, I don't think they really believe in him, and that's the reason why they were threatening to sack him if he doesn't get them to the Nations Cup. It shows the little faith they have in him. The Rwandans, inexperience might come to bear, in as much as they have a good shot at qualifying for the World Cup for the very first time. I mean, inexperience might come to bear, and South Africans, they've been there before, they have the experience and they know how to go about this thing. So it's a very good opportunity for them. However, there is still room for them to squander it. So if they don't qualify, I don't think there will be anything he's waiting for. The only reason why he's still on the job, because after the Nations Cup, there were talks that he wanted to quit and the rest of that. He just decided to give it one more go and see where he can take the South African to. And rightly so, they have the momentum, and I think they can do it if they can just keep their head together and not panic. I mean, Nigeria is in a very bad spot. Unless South African side to throw it away, they have a good chance of qualifying.
All right, so of course they have a good chance of qualifying, and if those who are handling the Super Eagles are watching, they should be able to understand the task ahead of them. And one man is already being challenged. And of course, if you take a look at the teams we are playing, South Africa has a foreign coach in Ugo Bruce. He has been there. He understands the team, and they also have a game against the Super Eagles. We all know how South Africa is difficult when this comes to Super Eagles. And our first game when we return in March is against Rwanda. They also have a German who is also their coach. He has come to Uyo to beat the Super Eagles. And the last time we played them away, it was also a draw. So meaning that the Rwandans have played us 3 times already, and they've won 1, drew 2 of those games. So it's going to be a very, very difficult one. For me, I don't know whether I'll be confident if Eguavon is taking them away to the Amauro Stadium. And of course, I don't know, I think the South African game is also an away game. I think the South African game has already come here to play. And we also have Benin Republic to also play in the World Cup qualifiers. And I don't know. I think none of those, even Lesotho is not a pushover. They have 5 points too. They also stand a chance of causing an upset in that group, except for Zimbabwe, who looks like whipping boys, but they are also not going to be easy even when you are playing them on their home turf.
The question is, yes, Eguavon is not one you want to bank on against the experience of the Rwanda and also the South African coach. They have done it more and they have handled it more. But looking at this particular thing, and the question always draws back to NFF. Who are NFF going to appoint if we say we don't take Eguavon? They're going to go and pick somebody that we have never heard of, somebody that has just coached over how many years, and you bring him and you come and give him the biggest football brand in Africa to manage with this amount of talent. And at the long run, if they don't get the qualification for the World Cup, what's the coach going to be there doing? He's going to be seated there collecting his $70,000 or $50,000 that they agreed on, and take us to the AFCON and maybe get us to the quarterfinals or semifinals and get knocked out. So what's the essence of doing such? And after a year or 2 years, we'll go back to the drama of he has not been paid. We'll go back to the drama of he's not doing the job where he wants to leave, or he'll go back to the drama that they'll say they cannot keep up with the salary structure, that he has to take a pay cut. You have seen it play out times and times again. We saw it under Ghana with the system of him being old. We saw it under Pesero, even in the Super Falcons. We saw it under Waldrom also. So this is a thing that's played out not once, not twice, about 3 times in the past. It's high time we know that we cannot bank on getting a foreign coach with this particular NFF and don't expect dramas to come out of it. If we know we cannot get the coach and we'll pay comfortably, okay, that will be comfortable paying for the next 3 years, then I don't think it's right we go for that project. Because what's the essence? You get a coach in 1 year, after 1 year you're getting dramas that you cannot pay and you have to let him go. You now come back to the same point where you look for a technical director or a Nigerian that will handle the job for the next 6 months, 3 months. He gives you a good run of game for like 7 matches, and maybe when he draws one or loses one, you go back to the drawing board and say, okay, we want a foreign coach again. It's high time we start looking long term and stop the short term solutions, because they are not working. Obviously, they have not taken us anywhere. Look at this particular set of talents we have in this national team. If it's a country that knows what the FA is doing, that the FA knows what they are doing, I'm sure they will have achieved a lot. If this particular team, if a country like maybe South Africa or maybe Morocco has particular talents in this particular team, I'm sure they will have gone very far in not just the World Cup, but also in the AFCON. Even Egypt, there was a particular time Egypt was doing very, very well in the AFCON. They were getting the AFCON back to back. Their talent they had in the team was not as good as what we have currently. There was never a time they had the back-to-back best player of the year. But we have such in our team, and we'll still be struggling to qualify for AFCON and World Cup, to show you what's going on in the NFF. So it's sad that we don't have the people on top in the glass house are not seeing this project as a long-term project. They are seeing it for like 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. What they will just eat and what they will take and eat from themselves from it, and in the next 1 year they are done, they are out of it. So I think it's right time, once we get somebody that is here to consider for the future, you cannot have this a particular set of talent and they will not achieve anything in football. And your national team, and you say you did very well as the FA chairman or as the board director or as the technical director. So it's high time the people in the glass house decide on what they want. Get somebody that they know they can pay comfortably well for 3 years, 4 years. Even if it's a black man, even somebody from the MPFL, give him the full backing he deserves. And let's see what he can achieve in that period of time. Instead of going to get a grade W coach from where we don't know, we'll go to Wikipedia, we'll search his profile, we'll now, okay, let's just support him, let's see what he will do. Then after 7 months, 8 months, we'll start getting drama of, they have not been paid for the past 2 months. So I think it's high time we get past this and we start focusing on what our national team can achieve as a unit.
All right, so we'll hope that things will get better and things will be done right as far as the Super Eagles situation is concerned. All right, let's talk about Umar Sadiq. He has expressed his desire for more consistent playing time at Spanish club Real Sociedad, where he has faced challenges in securing a regular spot since joining from Almeria 2 years ago. The Nigerian international initially made an impact by scoring on his debut for the Rojiblancos, but was later sidelined by a cruciate ligament injury. And last season, he managed to net 3 goals in 26 league appearances for Emmanuel Alguacil's team. And currently, the 27-year-old has not played in 6 league matches this season and has yet to score. While Sadiq is frustrated by his lack of playing time, he remains committed to working hard in order to earn more opportunities. I think for Umar Sadiq, these are not good times. After that long injury spell, it's going to be a very difficult one for him to get a starting bet, because even the time he has been given opportunities, I've not really seen what he has really done. I think he needs to up his game and make sure that every minute that he gets a chance to be on the pitch, he will need to score goals. That's what all strikers are bought for. Maiwa, I think Umar Sadiq should step up, and he should not start the planning that he's going to have it easy.
I mean, somebody that is struggling with form. I mean, remember the message he posted on Instagram, telling somebody that he pay you when people were complaining about him being invited and the rest of that. However, I think injury has not been kind to him. He has been struggling, and injury is part of football. And sometimes, in as much as sometimes we as fans, we want, as sport analysts, we want players to perform, we want them to do very well in their team and the rest of that. Sometimes these players, they are human beings too, and sometimes, when you come back from a very long injury, it affects your psychology. A typical example is when Luke Shaw got injured. Luke Shaw lost all confidence. It took Mourinho to be telling him how to control the ball, how to move forward, and the rest of that. And Manchester United provided support for him, and he had to say psychiatrist and the rest of that before he was able to get out. The fear of being injured and him get back to form. I think the same thing is happening to Umar Sadiq. If you look at him on the ball at the moment, he doesn't display the same confidence he had before the injury, and I think that's affecting him. He might not be speaking out about it because, I mean, a whole lot of Nigerians, they're always ashamed to speak about all these things. But I think probably maybe he might need to, and as much as he will need to step up his game, I think what is battling at the moment, I think is not an unfit thing. On a good day, he's a very good player. However, at the moment, he needs to get his psychology right, and that will transform to performance on the field of play. There are cases of where players would have to, will go through something psychologically, and they have to get out of it before they start putting the performance. A typical example was Rashford or so. I think he's going through a spell right now, and I think if he's able to get out of that psychology, he'll probably be able to step up and just of that. For me personally, that's what he needs to do. I hope the rest of that team, they can able to help him, just like we have other clubs helping their players to be able to get back to form. I think he has the quality if he's able to step up and is able to get his mind off losing the confidence of not playing regularly.
All right, wish them all the best. Wish I'm talking about Umar Sadiq all the best in that one. It's one thing to say you want regular playing time. It's one thing to take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way.
Like we said before, when he was invited to the national team, we said a player has not been doing very well for his club, so should not be getting called up for the national team. If he's going to find this form, I think it's at the club side. They play in weekend, midweek, and weekend almost every day, almost every other month. So I think if he cannot cut it in the club side, I don't see reason why he should be coming to the national team. Take time off, try to find yourself. Yes, he was an excellent player before the long spell injury he had. Was it last year? I think it's high time he goes back and try to find his fitness, try to find his confidence as a striker. And maybe when you start finding the back of the net, I think when you find the back of the net once or twice, I'm sure the confidence will come. Yeah, I think at this point, I also feel his confidence has dropped. The injury and everything comes into play. At any point, is that he's human also. So I think it's high time when the confidence returns, it will surely be okay.
All right, when the confidence returns, hopefully he will be okay. All right, we understand that the Super Falcons of Nigeria, the 9-time African champions, arrived in Angers, France, today, I beg your pardon, in preparation for an international friendly match against the Les Blues on Saturday. And this will be their second friendly encounter, the first being a challenging 8-0 defeat in 2018. Only goalkeeper Chiamaka Nandiozi and defender Osinachi Ohale remain from that match. In contrast, past World Cup encounters have been closer, with the Falcons narrowly losing by a single goal in previous tournaments. And of course, it's going to be a tough game for the girls without Asisat Oshoala. We hope that maybe they will get something out of this one, Maiwa. But we are not keeping our hopes off. It's just a friendly game. But definitely, the competition between both teams. If you want to take a look at pedigree, the France team are ahead, but the Super Falcons can still give them a run for their money.
This kind of game that will probably test the capability of our girls. We were discussing the news yesterday about Oshoala returning back to the team. Definitely we will need the experience of Oshoala. However, I think Oshoala will not be joining the team. The friendly match will give an opportunity to the younger ones. I hope this is an avenue for the younger players we have discovered to be able to express themselves. I mean, in this kind of friendly, that's when we begin to discover talents that will be able to move forward. I mean, I remember when Asisat Oshoala was first discovered. I mean, before he graduated from just ordinary Oshoala to Agbabola, as they usually call him now. I think it's a good one. It's a good test for the girls. I hope to see new faces in that particular friendly. Let's see what the girls can do. In as much as I'm not too particular about the result. I mean, it's just a friendly. I'm not too particular about the result. However, I think it's an avenue for us to be able to see what our girls can do, and also the coach to be able to take note to see maybe 1 or 2 or 3 players, new players that he's bringing in, will be able to fit the nationals into the Super Falcons. Because as I speak to you, our Super Falcon team is aging. I mean, a whole lot of them, they are in their mid-30s, late 30s. Even Oshoala is 31, and they are beginning to get above their prime. And we need to begin to inject new blood for us to be able for them to be able to sustain their competitiveness. I'm looking forward to the friendly, and I'm hoping this will be a ground for us to be able to discover future Super Falcon stars.
All right. I hope they took the home-based players. I remember there was a certain player that was drawing a lot of attention. I can't remember the club she plays for. She was drawing a lot of attention. Remember, James, talking about, I think there was someone who was admiring one of the Super Falcons star. in the last friendly they played at the Unicon Stadium. I can't really remember right now. But I hope the home-based players is also part of the party all the way to France.
We just have to wait and see what happens in that particular one. The game should be interesting, and the fact that the players like Asisa Toshola won't be available gives the opportunity to others to want to show up, to want to feel counted, to want to feel amongst, and that's the reason for we have friendly games. Friendly games gives other opportunities to other players to come out and show that they can do the job when the top dogs are not around. So yeah, the absence of Asisa Toshola is a key one. She's going to be missed, but I want to see other players step up to fill in that shoe. Step up, so that they can be regarded as one of the players that they can be counted on in the next competition that will be coming. So players, I'm hoping to see players break out from this particular one, from this particular game.
All right, let's talk about the big one, talking about the biggest club competition in the world, the UEFA Champions League. Manchester City faced further challenges as they squandered a 3-goal lead, resulting in a 3-3 draw with Feyenoord in the Champions League. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich's 1-0 victory over Paris Saint-Germain put the latter on the brink of elimination. Other notable wins came from Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, and Bayern Leverkusen, while Inter Milan took the top spot in the standings, and Barcelona's Robert Lewandowski celebrated his 100th Champions League goal. All right, it was a dramatic match at the Etihad Stadium. Erling Haaland scored a penalty and Gundogan added another before Feyenoord's comeback efforts, which were capped off by David Hanko's late equalizer. And of course, Guardiola highlighted stability issues in his team, who are now 2 points outside the top 8 needed for knockout qualification. How would it look to see Man City not make it to the knockout stages? They will have to play through the qualifiers. And it's going to be a very, very difficult and interesting one. And going into the weekend, they play Liverpool as well. But let's look at Manchester City. How has the mighty fallen? Maiwa, what is happening to Pep Guardiola's Manchester City?
Well, I mean, they are really going through a rough patch at the moment. They are really struggling at the moment. The performance of the players, they are not up to standard. Yes, Guardiola is complaining as regards, he needs his player back and the rest of that. However, we have seen a lot of team that has, gone through this injury cycle, and they've come out at the end. One thing Guardiola is not admitting is over reliance on, Rodri has been his downfall. I was watching, an analysis today and talking to some other colleagues and the rest of that, and we're doing the analysis of how Man City plays when there is a Rodri. Rodri is the machine in the midfield, and because Rodri is missing, that's why they are struggling. If you look at his all his the teams he has coached, he has one person that is functioning like a Rodri. You can begin to count them. When Fernandinho was there, he was over reliant on Fernandinho before he switched to Rodri. Even in Barcelona too, the same. Even in Bayern Leverkusen, it was Alonso that was doing that job for him. Alonso was very instrumental to his success in Bayern Munich. So basically, I think he shot himself in the foot for not making signings and getting a replacement. They are going through a rough patch right now. I mean, he was even abusing himself. I saw the after game interview where he had marks of hand and scratches everywhere, and the rest of that, hitting his head.
Can bring that video up where he was enjoying himself.
I mean, hitting himself. I hope people check up on him, because there's something called self-harm, and I think that looks like self-harm. I think he's regretting a whole lot of things. He should just calm down. He's going through a rough patch right now. He's going to get over it, but this is the best time. This is an opportunity for Liverpool to capitalize and probably take the lead further.
Yeah, and I think if we can hear from him, so that our viewers really understand what Pep was trying to say there.
Put my finger here.
Hi Pep, sorry to go off topic, but you've got a cut and apparently some others.
Yeah. Put my finger here with my nail.
That's
I,
fine.
I
I
wanna,
just wanted to know.
I wanna hurt myself. Yeah. Good night.
It'll be okay. Hi, Pep. Sorry to go off topic.
Robin, if Guardiola is talking about he wants to hurt himself, I think that's a very crucial and vital word for him to use there. What does it mean when he says he wants to hurt himself just because his team is losing?
Well, to be honest with you, I think, and this is outside football now. I think they should have somebody speak to him. I think he needs to speak to a psychologist. And if you look at and this is not after the game, I was looking at him. He has a whole lot of he's very white. There is a whole lot of hand
Hand marks on his
red patch on his head. Hand mark on his head, hitting himself so bad. And for him to make that statement that I want to hurt myself, it's not just an ordinary statement. To be honest with you, I think the way things are going right now, he's feeling so low, he's feeling so down. I hope he's not slipping into depression. I hope he seeks help. To be honest with you, outside football now, he has been an amazing coach, and he should understand that you cannot stay up there for life. There are times that you have to be humbled. It has happened to the best. Jose Mourinho was more arrogant than him, but result humbled Jose Mourinho. And Mourinho, he's still crazy, but he's not as crazy as he used to be, because he has seen a whole lot of things happen in his coaching career. And if you have a span of 15, 20 years as a coach, you have this kind of spells. I just hope he takes it calm. Even if they lose the remaining match of this throughout this season, it's not worth it to harm himself. I mean, if he doesn't do well this season, there's always next season. He just extended his contract. He should just calm down and not harm himself, because it will be sending a wrong message to other people that are looking up to him, because a whole lot of people consider him as an icon, and he should watch how he carry himself. If he needs help, he should just seek out. He should seek for help. To be honest with you.
Yeah, James. What?
Guardiola is somebody that flogs team 7-0, 6-0, and he went 6 games without getting a victory. And look at what he's doing to himself on national TV. And he has forgotten their kids.
I think this is embarrassing.
Watching the Champions League. Champions League is one of the competitions and one of their extremes. And looking at what his post-match interview or what he's doing to himself. Well, it's rather sad that he's in such a situation, and the way he's reacting is, I feel it's bad.
It's disturbing.
He's not the first time. He's not the first coach to lose when he goes 6 matches without getting a win. He's not the first coach to have poor performances, and they have not. How many of them have gone on live TV to do this? Well, the fact that they are going through it currently, I will not lie, I'm happy, because they have always been on top and they have always been tormenting everybody. But at this point that they are going through it, the big question needs to be asked: what's going on with Man City? What is going on? When you take a look at the particular team, I think the players that he has been complaining are out injured. It's just Rodri that is the only important one. Looking at the teams that are injured currently, I think it's Kovacic and Doku, and maybe and Rodri. I think there are 4. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember his name. This guy that got injured during the preseason tour. The UT that was, I think, Bob or something. But looking at it, the players that is banking on, these important players, are back from injury. So what are the questions? Let's not forget last season, Manchester United had about 64 cases of injury crisis in one calendar year. And we, over the news, each week, each match we play, we are getting criticized from the media. So my Pep Guardiola will not tell me, with all his experience, with all what he has done in football, you are losing games just because of Rodri that is not available. Let's not forget last year also, Rodri was not available for a while. But it was not as bad as they were still getting the result. They were grinding the result. They were getting 1-0. They were getting 2-1 victories in the space of that time. But now what's wrong with Guardiola? I think yes, they even tried a different formation, 3-2-5-1. It was working for them in the beginning, and all of a sudden, in the 74th minute, Fernando were able to wake up and turn in a 3-3 draw. I think those are cause for concerns. It's rather difficult. I think it's rare. In rare cases, you see Guardiola try to change formation in difficult cases. I think now he's confused. He has to go back to the drawing board. He's going to suffer a little before getting it right. And I'm still seeing them losing this weekend against Liverpool, to be honest. Because if he does not get what he's doing right, if he does not get his tactics right, because now his players are back. Ruben Diaz is back. Kevin De Bruyne is back. He has been back for how many matches now? But though he's taking it easy on him, bringing him from the bench in the second half. But what is the question? How do you throw away 3 goals lead and you say because of Rodri is injured. I think that's a big question. Any team that throws away 3-goal lead because of one player is injured, I think the coach does not know what he's
I think
saying.
Guardiola should return money the bookies lost yesterday. Because all this one is fingering himself and cutting himself. It's not tenable to me. Because how do you lose a 3-goal advantage?
I think it's the first manager to do it in Champions League.
This season.
Not this season. In the history of Champions League, you are winning to the 74th minute and you are losing 3-goal advantage. Come on.
That's pretty bad.
The Scott was concerned. If nobody wants to say it, I will say it. Pep Guardiola is looking like he doesn't know what he's doing. You cannot tell me because of his Rodri that your team is going down.
I hope he's not going through midlife crisis. He's already in his 40s, if going to his 50s. So I don't know what kind of midlife crisis that will make him go this bad. And it shows that maybe his time is already up.
No, I'm not saying his time is up. I'm sure he's going to bounce back. Don't forget, he just signed a contract about 2 weeks ago, 2 years contract.
It doesn't matter.
Well, they had to sign contract and sacked him. But letting go of Guardiola is a wrong one. Will be a very, very wrong from Man City, considering the state they are in. They are yet to get the verdict from the FA, considering their charges and also and so. But looking at it, Guardiola for now is struggling. That's the plain truth. He's going to be struggling maybe until 2 weeks or 3 weeks before he gets it right. But for now, I don't see it ending. I don't see them getting the full victory against Liverpool if the formation is not right. But the good news, at least this good news, Ruben Diaz is back. He's the most important defender, and I think that's the missing link. If people like Ruben Diaz are on the field, I don't think the mistakes they were making yesterday will have been coming to that. Not just yesterday. We have seen the defense make a lot of mistakes back to back, not just yesterday. But when they have a leader like Ruben Diaz on the field, I think it will be a different situation, a different scenario. So let's see how Pep Guardiola and his experience comes to play from now on.
All right, and of course, if our producers would be so kind to give us the results of games that played yesterday, there were lots of goals for teams like Atalanta, Atletico Madrid. We also saw lots of goals in the game between Leverkusen and Salzburg at home. 5-0 it ended in favor of Leverkusen. I felt for our young boys. They were at home. The young boys were taught a lesson of the elders in football. And to say that Ademola Lookman did not even get any minutes in that game, and still yet they were able to win convincingly by 6 goals to 1 away to the young boys side. And of course, Milan looks like it was not a fluke in their winning. Talking about Real Madrid in their other game, and last night they were almost going to play a draw, but they ended 3-2 in favor of Milan. But the shocking one has to be the one between Atletico Madrid away to Sparta Praha. We're talking about that game, and I even said I hope that this guy scores. Talking about
Julian Alvarez.
Alvarez, if he scores and makes Guardiola jealous. Imagine he was in that City side at this moment. Whether you like it or not, I think Julian Alvarez contributed largely to how Man City won the league last season.
Definitely. You cannot take it off him. Let's not forget it was a particular time De Bruyne was out injured, and Julian Alvarez was practically playing as a 10, was scoring free kick, was creating chances for that particular team. And funny how Guardiola was able to tell him that he does not seem like someone that will be getting time in his team. Now, looking at it now, if they had Julian Alvarez in this particular team, it would have been a very, very different situation. Because even if they concede 3, it's possible they will score 5. Because now the chances are not coming in for Haaland to score. And we know Haaland is only as good as whoever his creative midfielder is. If his creative midfielders are not creating and giving him chances, Haaland will practically be a ghost in that match. So you actually have someone like Alvarez in that particular team and is creating the chances and is also contributing the goals, 1 or 2 goals. I'm sure it would have been a different situation. Just imagine Alvarez yesterday scoring a free kick. A beautiful free kick against Sparta Prague. These are players that they let go without replacing. To be honest, look at the players that Man City has sold in the last 4-5 years. And what are they being able to replace them with? They let go of Mahrez to the Saudi Arabian League. And they got somebody like Salvinho.
Yeah.
2 years after, what's Salvinho doing? Salvinho has played about 17 games. He's here to score any goal.
It's a low-budget average player.
Looking at it, to be honest, they let go of Sterling. Yes, Sterling is not one of the top players, but Sterling in a particular day for the Man City worked in the system of Guardiola. And I think he scored about a lot of goals for Man City. Who did they replace him with? Jack Grealish. how many goals can Jack Grealish guarantee you in a season? How many assists can he guarantee? Even when he was at Aston Villa, that was like their top man. Was he scoring a large number of goals? No. Considering the fact that Sterling is someone that produces a large number of goals each season, no matter whether he misses about 20 chances, I'm sure he's still going to score about 30 goals involvement in all competition. Looking at these players, these are players that they let go without replacing, getting a good replacement for. Now, looking at the upfront, except for Haaland, who is the top man, you will not take Grealish. You will not take Grealish as a serious player. Salvio is here to find his place. What's his name? Phil Foden. Let me not call him fraud. Let me not call him fraud. He was the PFA player of the year last season. What was it in this season? He went to the Euros. He was a ghost. This season he has started the same thing. In first, when the started, the first 3 games.
The EFCC and the ICPC.
Yesterday, after the game where they were losing 3, I was on X and I saw people commenting that it's better they just return this Ballon d'Or to this Cameroon boy Vinicius. Vinicius did a DNA test and he traced back to Cameroon. So the Nigerians were like, it's better Rodri returns the Ballon d'Or to Vinicius. Let them have peace. Because at this point, Rodri won the Ballon d'Or. They are yet to win any game. 7 games already down the drain and they are yet to get a victory. So Man City is a drama. They are going through it currently. I don't want to be my Man City fans. And some people are saying if this thing continues for a while, you will see Man City fans returning to their real team. If you are from Chelsea, most of them are fans from other clubs. So once they keep on this their losing streak and drawing forms for the next couple of games, you will see a lot of people leaving them and going back to their original team.
All right, let's talk about Paris Saint-Germain. They played away to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich escaping with a 1-0 lead, and the question is being asked, what is the plan of Paris Saint-Germain this season? I think it's high time questions are being asked about the plan Luis Enrique has for that team. And if you look at the table as we speak, PSG is looking like a team who is not ready for the Champions League.
They are currently on the 26th. And looking like they're not even going to make it into the next phase. I told you yesterday, the Paris Saint-Germain team is one team that has not discovered themselves. They don't know what they are doing. Having just 5 points or 4 points in 5 games is a very, very sad one. 4 points in 5 games is a very, very sad one. And because of the fact that they let go of Mbappe and they didn't get a suitable replacement, you cannot tell me that Ousmane Dembele will produce quarter of the numbers Mbappe was producing for them. You cannot tell me that you want to rely on Marcos Asensio, who is an injury-prone player. He's currently out injured. Goncalo Ramos came in injury player. He just came in yesterday and he got some minutes yesterday. And to worsen the situation, Ousmane Dembele even got sent off. A ridiculous challenge. He was on yellow card. He was on yellow card and he went to come on. The PSG side, well, the individually these are players that are quite okay. But they need the spark of player that can produce numbers of goals. And when there was a particular time in the summer they were in the pursuit of Ademola Lookman, and I was like, okay, it's fair. Somebody that looks like that makes goals.
But they failed to make it happen.
They failed to complete the deal. But now I'm sure they were biting their lips, their hands, and also they were also linked with Osimhen. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
But they decided to settle for Goncalo Ramos and Kolo Muani. At this point, I'm sure they are regretting their actions. Will they be making it to the next phase? It's a very, very big question. Will they be making it to the knockout or maybe the group stage? Let's see. I'm sure this PSG side will not be going for this Champions League.
Mario, if you look at the table right now, if our producers will help us with that, we're already having a very, very difficult situation for PSG. They are in the elimination spot, occupying the 26th position. Who would have thought that? That is how interesting this Champions League table is this season, Mario.
Well, see, the thing is, the only victory they could lay hands on is the mistake from Girona goalkeeper. That's the only reason why they are on 4 points. If not for the fact that the goalkeeper decided to make a blunder in the dying seconds of that particular game, I think they'd probably be on 2 points. Probably they were gunning for a draw in that particular game. I think the PSG team, they're in shambles. They made a whole lot of mistake in terms of signing. They had the opportunity to sign a replacement. They knew Mbappe will leave PSG for over 6 months. They had 6 months to prepare. Rather than sign, strikers that will probably step in and do the job, you want to play a full season with Ramos and Kolo Muani, when there is an Ademola Lookman, there is a Victor Osimhen who was looking for somebody to take him, and decided to let them go to let Osimhen go to Turkey. The bottom line is this: the inconsistency of PSG continues in the Champions League. I mean, that was one of the reasons why they assembled their own version of Galacticos now, and they couldn't cut it. They were able to get to the final once, and that didn't end well. And since then, even the started PSG has not been able to do it. To be honest with you, the reason why they are bringing all these coaches for them to be able to win the Champions League, and I don't think any of the coaches, can crack it. An average coach will coach PSG and win everything in France, but when they come to Europe, they become a cat that rain has beaten, and that's just it. I think it's high time Luis Enrique leaves that particular job. The reason why they brought him is to win the Champions League, and he's not delivering on that. Probably they can get a new manager with new ideas that can deliver the Champions League for them, because even if they leave Enrique till next year with this kind of performance in Europe, they will not get the Champions League. And it's just unfortunate, that after spending a whole lot of money, they still don't have the Champions League that they so much crave.
All right, and of course, to look at the fixtures tonight, the pick of the bunch has to be a replica of the finals we saw in 2018, talking about the UEFA Champions League, the game between Liverpool and Real Madrid. One manager is having his first test at playing the Real Madrid side, talking about Arne Slot. It's an Anfield game. It's going to be a killing contested affair against the Real Madrid side, who's without Vinicius Jr. in tonight's game. It's going to be a blockbuster one. Real Madrid, anytime they step on the pitch, forget about their bad form at the moment of the Champions League, but they will have to be careful, because if they don't win tonight, what it means that if teams like Stuttgart get to win tonight, Real Madrid will have to drop to the elimination spot.
That would be a funny side, but I don't see them losing tonight. I don't see them losing to this particular Liverpool side. When I told you that Vinicius was out injured, we were happy that at least Vinicius will not be there. And I was telling you that they still have an Mbappe that will be going to play in his original wing, the place he has been wanting to play since he made the move to Real Madrid. So yes, it's going to be
Mbappe was in the PSG side when they were hot with Neymar and co, and he could not get a win at Anfield. Is it well now?
So are you saying it on air now that people are going to win tomorrow? Tonight?
Yeah.
They're going to win tonight?
Convincingly.
Give me 5.
Thank you very much. Well, we're going to win convincingly, bro.
We'll be here. Not the sweet thing. We'll still be here tomorrow.
I said it again. We'll win convincingly tonight.
Wow.
Take it or leave it.
I don't know what an slot is giving you guys.
Forget about it.
You struggled against Southampton. If Southampton had not made those mistakes that they had, the 3 goals came from mistakes from the defense. Don't forget that.
That is it. Now, if they make
and they're not going to play. You're not going to play against the Southampton side. You're playing against Real Madrid. Real Madrid has lost against. I'm trying to remember what they lost against in the Champions League. They are not in a good position in the Champions League. Obviously, they need to win games to stay afloat. And you're not telling me that Liverpool, because it's not the same Anfield Nottingham Forest flog you.
That was a fluke.
Today will be glitch. Tonight will be glitch.
The thing is that the tempo will be very, very high. And let's not forget the last game Liverpool played was it the Bayern Leverkusen as well.
Okay.
And everybody was saying it was going to be.
Are you comparing Bayern Leverkusen to Real Madrid?
Leverkusen is a top side too in the Champions League.
Are you trying to? I think you should go and see the previous history you guys have with Liverpool. I am Real Madrid. I'm not sure you guys have.
It should be thrown out the door.
Wow.
Nice. When it comes to the Champions League, young man.
Maiwa, can you hear your guy?
Maiwa, I already know definitely it's just for Liverpool to win this game and go back on top of the table.
Well, to be honest with you, I think if you look at the performance of the two teams, I think the momentum is with Liverpool. Yes, they struggled against Southampton, but the hallmark of a good team, is to be there to take the chances when your opponent make mistakes, and they did that perfectly well against Southampton, and they are 8 points clear of Man City. Real Madrid is coming on a backdrop of poor performance. They lost to AC Milan in the last round of game. And they've been struggling in Europe. Even the games that Real Madrid won, against Dortmund, it was because Dortmund tried to dash them that particular game. That was why they win that particular game. I mean, Dortmund had the opportunity to kill Real Madrid off. They didn't take their chances. They were leading 2-0 and they ended up losing 4-2. It was a mistake from Dortmund, and that was the reason why they won that particular game. I don't think that kind of those mistakes would happen with Liverpool because of the kind of momentum they have right now. If you look at it if you look at it, the momentum favors Liverpool, and Liverpool has an upper hand over Real Madrid. And I think I mean, not to try and hype up Jerry. I think I support Jerry. I think Liverpool probably win that particular game. I don't think Real Madrid.
I'll be here tomorrow. You don't rule out Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Mbappe, no, I'm not.
He didn't rule them out against AC Milan. What happened?
But Mbappe
they got
Mbappe has been struggling.
So forget about it.
Struggling in front of goal. So,
all right, Mario, we have to go. I want to say thanks for being a part of the show this evening. We'll make a return tomorrow to take a look at the results of the Champions League. James, also thanks for being a part of the show.
God deliver Liverpool to us tonight.
we are not.
God, just deliver Liverpool to us tonight.
We are not reacting. Big thanks to the guys, Manfred and Alex, and as well as Jeremiah and Ikechukwu. My name is Jerry Apelo High, saying stay safe, and if not, 20 the third date, the sport way.